Hello, welcome back to another vlog. A little quick intro for you. I am in the midst of making for my spring shop update, which will be my first of the year. It'll go live on the first day of spring, and I'm very excited. I think this will be like my first collection where the individual is as much as the whole, if that makes sense. Like each piece will stand on its own, but when it makes sense, but when they're all together, it makes even more sense. So I'm very excited. And now that I'm coming towards the end of like my actual throwing schedule, it feels like it might actually happen in an appropriate time frame, or the time frame that I had planned. So basically I just need to throw, or at least have 2 more throwing sessions before I have everything that I need to restock the shops that I sell my stuff in and to put on my website for this update. So that is awesome because I've been moving very slowly this year. I know it looks like I work like all the time in these videos because obviously I'm only showing when I'm working, but I have a lot of downtime, and this year especially I've just been like a sloth with my pacing when it comes to work. So I am ready to finish this part of the phase up. Next will be throwing, or not next will be throwing, next will be firing and glazing and getting everything ready. So this hopefully is the last week that I'll be throwing, and then I can just focus my energy on that. Really looking forward to it. Thank you for being here. We are going to throw some big hugs and some vessels for candles that I'm hoping have like a very like fluid feel to them, because I just think with the scents that I have and the like vibe I want to create when you're like burning the candle, I think it coming out of a very organic vessel will kind of match the flame. I have like crackling wood wicks, so I just want it to be like a nice, full, thoughtful vibe that this candle is making. So that's the goal for today. Let's get it done. Also, I moved my wheel again. We'll see how it works. I also asked my husband if he could make me a little like tray so I can put my wheel on wheels. That way, when I'm done with it, I can just roll it either under the table or just more out of the way, because this way currently is like a little bit too in the way of like our actual like living room space out here. And so I would hate to have to move it every night. And then that way he can just build it to where it's as high as like my little MacGyvered system down there. So that's the biggest news. Hello, I am back from a quick walk to make myself a little matcha and get a little treat and hopefully trim those guys soon, if not tonight. I last minute found out that I need another iron infusion, which, if you're new here, this past summer I had a surgery because I had fibroids, and I had the surgery to remove them because I had like no iron or blood in my body and I needed to make my periods less intense. So I got rid of most of them. And now my iron levels are essentially back to where they were before. I feel different. It's so hard to say because you adapt to things way quicker than you realize. So I've felt exhausted and just like, as I've said before, hungover from last year. And I think that that feeling is actually, or was actually, and has been my iron levels just dropping. So I went and saw my hematologist yesterday, and he was like, we got to do this, and then we'll figure out what else it could be like robbing you of your iron. I might have celiac. Who knows? But yeah, that is an unexpected event for tomorrow and definitely will take over most of my day. I will now have to take my husband to work, go to the office at like 8, and it's usually like a 4-hour process, and my dad's gonna come sit with me in the event that I'm like too exhausted afterwards to drive myself. But normally I feel fine. I think I don't remember, and I think I don't remember because I've just always had someone with me when I've gone. I've never had to like drive myself afterwards, but we'll see tomorrow. I'll try and remember. But yeah, I'm glad that it like is happening very quickly, but it definitely just like threw me off completely, and hopefully will help me get a little more stabilized and be able to figure out what's actually going wrong. And part of me like doesn't want it to be celiac, but part of me is like, well, if it is, because that's a very like manageable thing. It's not easy, but it's straightforward as to like, here's what you should eat, here's what you shouldn't eat. And yeah, I am just like tired of dealing with doctors, and it's very annoying and frustrating, but that is my reality. And not that I'm okay with it, but I know I could sit and linger in the frustration of that all day long and never find any sort of sense into the healthcare system and dealing with it and just the exhaustion that comes with like figuring out what your body is doing. So trying not to stay there and just like control what I can, which is like getting the stuff that I'm excited to produce finished with the energy that I have right now. And that's that. Not pushing myself too hard, which I feel like I've been very good at these past few weeks. I don't think I'm overextending myself. I feel like I've been very like well balanced, and that feels really nice. So it's just a bummer that I feel like I've finally figured out my flow, but my body is still like, sorry, we can't hang. That is the current turn of events. But I'm going to put my pieces back out in the sun, and then I might just read, or no, I'm going to edit a video and then hopefully trim those either before or after dinner. And then that is the day. So I'll see you at some point doing something. Live from the kiln. There's chaos going in my parents' neighborhood right now, but I'm going to tidy up over here. There's a bunch of broken pieces and just a whole bunch of stuff that I need to organize so there's more room on the shelves. My infusion was a success. Hopefully it'll kick in over the next week or two, and then I will, fingers crossed, start to feel better. Shelves are loaded. I am gonna go take a nap and then go home, and I have to work tomorrow, so I really won't get back to this work until Friday. And the goal is to throw 3 vases, 4 more of these mugs, and then 4 or 6, I can't remember, 6 more of squiggle mugs. I already prepped the clay so that when I come on Friday, it should be nice and soft for me to just start throwing immediately. And I might try and do it all in one day again because I also work on Saturday. So it'd be really cool if I finish those, let them dry over the weekend, and then fire early next week. That's crazy. I'm feeling very accomplished. So that means it's time for a nap. Good morning. It is Friday now. I worked yesterday and so didn't really do anything pottery wise, but today I'm going to finish my throwing for this update. I need to make the vases and the rest of the mugs that I mentioned, and then I think I'm just going to take a break and if they end up drying today, I'll finish them. If not, I'll finish them later this weekend. But I'm really excited. I haven't made vases in a while. My mom had asked for one a little bit ago, like I think I said, and so I'm going to start with that, and then we'll see what other designs I come up with for the ones that I want to sell. I have to get out of here at some point because they are like redoing the roof, and so it's been very loud the past few days. Thankfully, like I worked yesterday and I was gone all day Wednesday with my infusion stuff, so I haven't had to hear it all day, and I don't really want to. So the goal is to eat breakfast, throw, and then maybe just go spend the afternoon at like a coffee shop reading or working on my website and my newsletter that I'll send out at the end of the month. I kind of like to jot down things that are like happening now so that when it comes to the end of the month, I like have an idea of like what I want to talk about. So yeah, if you haven't signed up, please do. It's a nice little time, and it's where I announce my official shop update and you get like first access and all that stuff. So that is all I have to say. I'm gonna go before they start baking, and if I don't see you again, you know why. Thank you for being here. As always, I hope you're well, and I will see you next week, even though you will still see me throughout this video. But this is just my official farewell. Time for breakfast.